Hello, this is Sam from Sound on Sound magazine. I'm at the Superbooth show in Berlin, and I'm very pleased to be joined by Aaron from Freqport. Hello, Aaron.
Hi, how's it going?
Yeah. It's going well, and Freqport is a new name to me, so tell us a little about the company.
So we're an Australian-Danish company, and we're actually launching our first product here at Superbooth, and we'll tell you about it shortly. And yeah, it's exciting to be here.
Yeah, now what's immediately intriguing about this product of yours is it's a hybrid product. It's in some ways a digital product, but it's also actually got valves in it. So what's the thinking here?
What we're trying to do is combine what's awesome about analog and what's awesome about digital in one whole universe. So what's awesome to us about the plugins is the recall, just being able to load a plugin every time on a track, the flexibility, the recall, all of that side of things. What's awesome about analog is the sound, the warmth, the extra dimension you get to the sound with analog. So we've developed not only a single product, but a whole architecture that allows that to happen just by loading a plugin. It's an analog signal path.
So you've developed what are literally analog plugins.
That's right. That's what we call them, analog plugins, and that's our business model, and our product range is based on that.
So when you insert the software plugin onto a track in a DAW,
yep.
What effectively happens behind the scenes is that your audio signal is routed out through D to A converters into the analog circuitry, back through converters again, and this all takes place kind of invisibly to the user.
You're absolutely right, and the whole concept is we want it to be super invisible to the person who's using this product, all of that technical stuff that's going on underneath it. Because, you know, analog, while it's awesome, is, you know, there's cables you have to plug in. What if you want to make the song, change it like 6 months down the track? You've got to re-cable up again, remember where all the knobs are, all of that sort of thing. We want to make all of that complexity invisible, so that we've designed the whole architecture around making it easy. Just load the plugin, the actual routing of analog, all done behind the scenes automatically.
Now, one thing that I'm curious about is I'm a big fan of the Moog DSP APB16, which does the same concept,
yep.
But they're using Thunderbolt to do it. And of
yep.
course, Thunderbolt permits multiple devices to be used at the same time.
Yep.
You're doing this somehow using USB.
Yep.
So you've somehow made it possible for people to have a USB audio interface and this additional USB audio device working in the background.
That's right.
Can you tell me how you've done that?
All I can really say is that we've spent a long time developing. It's all about synchronizing the audio through that in a glitch-free, low latency, bit-perfect way. And we've just developed algorithms and technology to do that. And that's really the core of what we've developed here.
And presumably that doesn't just allow you to use this in conjunction with an audio interface, it also means that it's expandable and scalable.
That's right, so you can plug in, we haven't tested the limits yet, but you can plug in multiple units to the computer and run multiple in parallel.
Wow, so tell us a little bit about this first product, which is, as we said, a valve processor. Is it basically just designed for sort of warming up signal? Is that the plan?
Yes, really it's about bringing analog tubes into your digital workstation, however you want to use them. And we've designed this system such that it can be used for mastering engineers. We've actually got an analog dry path within the hardware as well as the tube signal path. And you can analog mix within this between those two paths. So for example, mastering, you might want to just add a little bit of saturation on the highs with the main audio, and you can do that within this, all in the analog domain. For people who want some more severe kind of effects, we've got an overdrive circuitry, so you can really push these tubes to get a more distorted sound as well. So we've tried to cater and design the architecture around both of those use cases.
And for even more versatility, you're actually offering a choice of tube types.
That's right. So we've got the benefit because of it is a multi-instance hardware. So what that means is the 4 tubes that are in here, we can run in different instances of the software. And we thought, well, why have all 4 tubes the same? Why not offer the option of different characteristics of the audio? So we've actually got 2 different types of tubes within this, so you can select which one you want for a softer, gentler saturation, or a harder, higher gain tube for some pushing it a bit more.
I mean, does the inherent sort of variability of valves kind of undermine this controllability a bit? Are they, because no two valves are ever quite the same?
Yeah, that's a great thing to have in this. That gives it part of the character, and the analog character is having that variability. I would be disappointed if we didn't have that variability. And in some ways, you can compensate for that in how you do your mixing. But yeah, the variability is a great thing to have, and it gives character to the sound.
And it's not just a sound making box, it's also a control box by the looks of it, because you've got knobs on the front.
Yep.
And does that offer full control over all the parameters?
Yeah, so essentially the analog parameters that are in here are all controllable, and we thought, well, we don't really want to have it so that people are fixed to just control the one function, so we've made it fully flexible so you can actually assign which analog functions you want to control within the unit.
And those knob movements, will they record into your DAW as automation data?
That's right. So this is the digital part of it, which we wanted to be able to give customers that amazing flexibility of automating all of those parameters seamlessly as you would a normal plugin, but it's really controlling the analog.
Wow. So this is the Freqtube. It's on display for the first time ever here at Superbooth. How far away from release is it?
So we're taking pre-orders now, but we're shipping in August, and it's, and then that's our ship date.
And that will be Mac OS and Windows, or?
Yes, that's right. Yep.
Wow. And do you have a price in mind?
We've got a special price at the moment, which we can't guarantee is going to remain, of €799, and yeah, that's for this the first shipment.
Wow. Well, I'm seriously impressed by what you've achieved there, and I look forward to getting my hands on one and putting it through its paces. I'm hoping you might give us a quick demo in a minute, but in the meantime, yeah, thanks ever so much, Aaron. Really great to meet you.
Thank you, likewise.
Have a good show.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, so what we're showing here is, this is just Cubase running on a Mac Mini at the moment. We're running 2 instances of the plugin here. So this instance is using the E83cc tubes. This instance is running the 1287 tubes. And if we wanted to, we could have 4 instances running, each one running 1 tube each. Of course, 1 tube means mono. In this case, we wanted to demonstrate 2 stereo channels at one time. We've set up the simple assigning of what these knobs do to the parameters, and yeah, really it's just a matter of playing around with what's been assigned. We've got a mode, instead of doing a help menu where you have to read and understand everything, we've got an eye here, which we call it, that shows the pathing that's going on in the analog world. So you can see here we've got the 2 paths, one of the dry signaling, which you can enable a filter if you'd like, and one the wet, which we call the wet signal, which is going through the tubes, and they get analog mixed at the end. One unique thing as well that we've got is a harmonics control. So we've got analog circuitry in there which allows us to adjust the amount of even and odd harmonics mix. So we can even automate that if we need to as well. Yeah, essentially allowing you to have control over what your harmonic content is. So here you can see me controlling 2 different instances at once. So we've also got full preset manager. When you save this into your DAW, next time you open the song, you're going to have the same setup. So rather than having to recable, know where all the knob positions are on your old analog gear, this will be total recall, so you'll be able to have the same sound again when you open your project next time. So it's one of the key challenges we want to overcome with this technology.